The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. It was trolling around the internet, and I came across a website that is kind of cool. It's called mindtools.com. And I figured I'm one of them.
You're one of them? You're a mind tool?
I could be a mind tool.
You think you're a mind tool?
Well, I've been called a tool, and I have a mind. So I think maybe, or no, I've been called a tool, and I don't mind. It's one of those.
Yeah, I think you should move along.
All right. I came across this article, The 7 C's of Communication, a checklist for clear communication. I can't say it.
You can't say it.
But I think checklist is going to be something you're going to like.
I love a good checklist because, that's my favorite. Mm-hmm. And when it talks about communication, I love good communication. And in fact, I think I am but I know I'm not. I always think that I'm over communicating. Mm. You know, I'll send an email. I'll put it in writing. You know, we've got it here. We've got it there. And I think in my world, I've communicated, but then on the receiving end of it, just because you communicated doesn't mean anybody was listening or receiving or opening it or reading it.
All right.
I mean, this is kind of how we feel about sending emails, right? How often have you sent an email to somebody and said, yes, absolutely, I'll meet you on Thursday at 7:00. And they get the email back. Okay, sure. When do you want to meet? Which part of Thursday at 7:00 did you not read?
All of it. All right. So glad we hit a nerve. We got checklists and a hot topic. Think how often you communicate with your people during your day. You write emails, facilitate meetings, participate in conference calls, create reports. You devise presentations and debate with your colleagues. And that's just before noon. We spend our whole day communicating.
That's
right?
what we think. But, communication it's got to be a two-way. I mean, it's only, you can think, okay, I've got it. I always like to, even when I send my emails, when I answer the question, I try to answer in a complete sentence. Not, yes, I'll be there.
Right.
Or, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let me reiterate.
That thing that you proposed, I'd be happy to do that. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. No. On Tuesday, we're going to meet here. This is what we're going to discuss. And this is why, I reiterate, I bring it back. I rephrase it so that we all know we're still on the same page. Because as they've sent me an email, in the meantime, they've probably had 30 other conversations, text messages, Facebook comments, other emails, other phone calls, in-person conversations. And so when you go back, yes, I'll do that. Like, well, wait a minute. What did I ask you to do?
Yeah,
and what are we talking about? Right.
Now it's just an ambiguous pronoun.
And so while I think this article is really emphasizing how you're sending out and delivering communication.
The other side of it is you got to make sure that it was received and understood.
Not your job. You communicated. We now have to make sure, are we receiving? When somebody sends us something, are we responding?
Okay.
Are we reading it? Do we understand it? And if we don't, are we getting clarifying questions? I think the art of good communication falls on the recipient.
Interesting.
Because if you didn't read it, you didn't understand it, you didn't get it, you didn't pay attention to it, you're not, that to me is where, so for example, and I'm going to put myself in this little situation, right?
Okay.
So if Eric, you said to me, Angel, I want to do whatever, right? I want to have staff meeting, or I want to get together and talk about our Empower You workshop. All right.
Yeah.
You told me you want to get together and talk about the Empower You.
Right.
It's my job to listen. What does that mean to you? When do you want to meet? Did I understand? Was I paying attention to what you were really saying to me? And if I didn't get it, that's my fault.
Oh.
And vice versa. If I sent you an email and said, okay, on Thursday, I want to get together and talk about the Empower You Academy.
Right.
and you didn't read that email, you didn't put it in your calendar, you didn't separate time for that or make it a priority, that's on you.
Okay.
Am I being really too rash?
No. I think you're on to something.
I mean, there's an element where, people are communicating. They're sending you text messages. They're leaving you voicemails. They're doing stuff. But the responsibility of that communication, I have to receive that. And if I don't understand what you're asking, or I didn't put it in my calendar, the person who sent it is now feeling like, well, wasn't I clear? Wasn't I specific?
I think this is where the big aha, or in as it translates to radio time, dead air, happens.
He's like, where do I go with that?
Is this that you have shifted the onus? You and I think I can't find any flaws in your presentation, and therefore I will say it on the air. I think you're right on this. I just don't know. I don't know how to practically implement it.
Right, because we can't control what the other person is going to do with that information.
Which is why most people say that when you communicate, it is on you to get regurgitation, to hear back. Okay, tell me what I just said.
Right, but that's fine in face-to-face conversation.
Right.
But where's the majority of our conversations happening these days? Emails, text messages, instant it's not happening face-to-face. Yeah. I can see you received it in some cases, or I assume you received it at some point in your day. See,
this happened to me, folks, the last week, and somebody sent me an email. And it's fresh on our minds because they sent me an email.
Oh, see, this is funny because I wasn't thinking about you.
I know,
right?
But I'm providing a relevant context for it. Somebody sent me an email. I read it. It wasn't the happiest of news, but there was nothing I could do to change it, and so I just said, "Yeah, got it." I didn't say anything to the person who sent it to me. I just saw it. Moved on. And I should have, at the very minimum, acknowledged that I received your email. Thank you. But I didn't. And to be most responsive, I should have said, I received your email. This is my response to the
or I don't have a response right now. I'm going to need a minute. Right?
Yeah, something like that to communicate, because communication hadn't happened. One-way communication.
One way, right? Happened. And so there's a lot out there to learn about how to phrase your sentences, to not have that back and forth volley of miscommunication. It's kind of like getting the voicemail. Hey, Angel, it's me. Call me back. So then I call you back, but I get your voicemail. Well, I called, but I have no idea what you wanted, so I can't respond. So now you call me back, you get my voicemail, right? Communication has to take place. We have to say what we want. We have to be clear. And most of us really stink at communication. But I also think that the more and more these days where the true communication of clear communication falls is on the recipient. So when I get an email from somebody, when I get a text message, when I get a voicemail, I need to respond. I need to communicate back.
Right.
I used to get text messages and stuff and I wouldn't necessarily respond. And like an emoji would be nice, something that I know you saw it.
Yeah.
So the communication, it's two-way. And so if you think, okay, I'm going to craft this great email. I'm going to be as eloquent. I'm going to do like all of this stuff. I'm going to put it all in there. I'm going to put it all in my newsletter. I'm going to give you the links to check this out. And I'm going to give you this. And there's so much in there. The person receiving that isn't going to receive all of that. They're going to glance at it at the most because they're probably looking it out on their smartphone.
Right.
So if we're receiving something, this is where we have to read it and look at it and pay attention to it. Reply back. Okay, that doesn't make sense. That does make sense. I don't agree. I do agree. I have a question about this. Right? It's because the person who sent it and the person who's saying it we think we're communicating. And the only way that we know that we are not, and the only way to know that we're not, is in the feedback that comes back.
And that's on me.
And that's on you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, folks. I mean,
that's my thought. That's not what the article said at all.
No, we never even touched the article. How could we? Because there's no way for you to feed back to us.
I communicate?
Radio's doomed. We'll be back right after these messages. You're listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Kramer. It is good stuff we're teaching you here, folks. The art of fine communication. Back after these messages.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.